Welcome back to another Cop Tool on-the-job safety tips with Safex. I'm Jay. This is Diane from Safex.
Hi, Jay.
Hey. We're going to talk about silica dust today. So what is silica dust?
Well, silica is really just sand. And as you know, sand is in a lot of construction products like masonry, concrete, asphalt. And the reason we're talking about it is silica can cause some permanent lung damage. It's been a problem that's been recognized for years, but right now we're working with a new regulation that was just released, and it actually will be enforced on June 23rd, 2017.
Okay, so if we wait till June 22nd to do anything about this, is that a good idea? Or?
It's a really bad idea.
Okay.
There's a number of reasons.
Yep.
You need to start with an exposure assessment.
Okay.
And then depending on what the exposure assessment results are, depends what you need to do next.
Okay.
And that could include training, medical surveillance, an exposure control plan, and even potentially the purchase of some equipment to help control those exposures.
Sure, so you should have that all addressed before the 23rd.
Well, unless you have a budget that you can go out on June 22nd and buy a lot of equipment, you probably need to get started now.
Okay. So, so what are the different types of solutions?
Well, there's a lot of studies that have supported the fact that if we use a water integrated system like this one, or we use ventilation that attaches to our equipment, we can actually control that silica dust and the employees don't have an exposure. If those don't work, then your employees end up wearing a respirator, which we all know they don't like to do.
So if we have a good solution for water controlled or containment with a vacuum, and then the assessment comes clean, then we don't have to have a whole medical evaluation, respirator, all that stuff.
All the other requirements really depend on what's that exposure to your employees.
Okay. So there's a lot of solutions here for with the vacuums. Can we take a look at some of those specifically?
Sure, I'd like to.
All right, so we're looking at some of the vacuum attachments and tools. There's obviously a lot of different options here. You've got attachments that can go on a tool. You've got tools with kind of an engineered solution. You've got accessories, and then a lot of different solutions. So which one's best?
Well, they've all been tested by the manufacturer, so they should work. So some of it depends on what the task is that the employee is doing. And really, after they select the equipment, figuring out what their exposure is, again, conducting another exposure assessment.
Okay, so how would you conduct an exposure assessment?
Well, actually, what you would do is use a sampling pump and a filter with a cyclone attachment. And you put this actually on the employee, and you measure the silica that's in their breathing zone for the day while they're doing the tasks. At the end of the day, this goes to the laboratory, and in a couple of weeks, we get results back, and we can tell you what their silica exposure was for that particular task.
Okay. So anyone who's working around silica should really be on this now, because if you have to wait time, and I mean, they should really be working through this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time and a lot of decisions that need to be made.
Okay. So that's only half the story. For the rest of it, check out coptool.com. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Jay from Cop Tool. Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
And be safe.